Spoon is my favorite utensil.
I disagree. I rarely use spoons. I mostly use forks. However, if I'm thinking about everything that I have to eat for the rest of my life, I'm not, and I mean not, soup. It's soup. It's things that are like ramen. I can use chopsticks, so I will be okay there. But I mean, yeah, it's going to be bitch, say soup again.
Soup.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Swipe Talk Podcast, where opposites attract. I'm Simone.
And I'm Isabella.
And this is our weekly podcast where we come together and we talk with the girls about whatever the girls decide to talk about. And this one, Isabella decided to give us a little hum-ding-ding, a little hum-dung-dung. It's Would You Rather. It's Would You Rather. Yeah, we told y'all a few weeks ago that we have a shared brain cell, and we actually asked y'all to name her, and y'all came up with some cute names. Isabella and I are still deciding. We have some top contenders, but if you want to throw your name into the race, then please feel free to. But I do want to say that brain cell, she was working. She was working in overtime because we had our meeting yesterday, our producer meeting, and she was like, "You know what I'm thinking we should do?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "Would you rather?" And I said, "Oh, bitch." I was thinking very, very similarly because I saw something that made me think that we should talk about this. And then it ended up being the serious to her silly. And now we're here. So that's great.
Yeah.
I'm
a little shy today.
This bitch has never been shy a day in life.
Yes, we're doing Would You Rather today. And Would You Rather is actually not a favorite game of mine. I struggle a lot personally with Would You Rather because I'm someone who, how do I say this? Mentally.
I thought you were going to say indecisive. I thought you were going to say indecisive.
I am also indecisive. She's indecisive. She can't decide. She keeps on looking from left to right. Yeah, I can't make decisions, and I take things way too seriously of the question. Like, it'll be like, would you rather go on a walk with a cow, or would you rather eat some celery? And I will be like, well, what if the celery holds an answer in which that I could cure all of humankind, versus if I walk with the cow, sure, that would bring me more joy, but is the cow happy?
The beginning, it'll be fine. Now the end, I'm so excited to have this conversation.
What I was gonna say is that I, for those who don't know, was briefly a kindergarten teacher.
When we first met, actually, you were.
Yeah, at the beginning of the pandemic, I was a little kindergarten teacher, and for a program where they needed people because it was COVID time, so they said, you girl, you're kind of kooky. Teach our youth. Shape our future. But I was exhausted. There was nothing more exhausting for me, and I would say it every single day. I was like, this is the most tiresome job in the world. Like, when you come home, it feels like they all had little straws and they punctured them into your body and they went
and took all your energy
all day long.
That's what kids do. That's what kids do. That's why parents are so damn tired all the time.
I spoke to a teacher, and I didn't fact check this, so I don't know if this is true, but this teacher, I got into a whole conversation with her, and she said she had a friend who was both a neuroscientist and a first grade teacher. Some women can have it all. And she said that for her personally, being a teacher was far more exhausting than being a neurosurgeon.
Wait, you said...
I said neuroscientist. I meant neurosurgeon.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I just need to know which neuro we were dealing with here.
But she was more exhausted being a kindergarten teacher or a first grade teacher because the act of making a decision, it is a very exhausting function, and having to spend all day making decisions for other people is exhausting. Like someone being like, can I use this crayon? Can I go to the bathroom? Can I do this? Can I do that? You having to make that decision and think, should I let them do that? Should I not? It uses a lot of your brain function to be able to make decisions.
It's interesting to me that she is a neurosurgeon. Feels like that because I'm like, when you're doing surgery, aren't you making decisions about what to do, especially in situations where you have to make life-saving decisions?
Sure, right? But that's probably I mean, I don't know, but I feel like it's okay, I'm making decisions for me, but with teaching kids, it's making decisions for everyone in the room every 10 seconds.
All the neuroscientists that are watching, or the neurosurgeons that are watching, comment down below and let us know. Honestly, that correlation doesn't surprise me. Yeah, because like I think there's decision fatigue, and then I think there's something called decision paralysis. I want to say, like, where you're faced with so many different decisions that you just freeze and you can't really choose one. You just like are like, okay, I can't choose one, so I'm going to choose nothing. So it actually doesn't surprise me because I don't know. I think that in my decision making, it's interesting that you bring up mental health because I'm very much like, okay, you made this decision. That's over. You cannot think about it anymore. It's over. You won't. The decision is made. The course is already decided. It's over. Now you need to concentrate your brain energy somewhere that will get you further in the decision that you already just made. Does that make sense? Like, once I make a decision, there's no going there. Not that there's no going back, because you are allowed to change your mind at any time. But I mean, like things like moving to Atlanta, signing my lease on my apartment. You know,
those
like
are
things
big
that
decisions,
are like huge.
But I would argue that's the part that's sometimes the hardest, is the leading up to it, of the like, will I, won't I? What is the right decision? Once you make the decision, I think it can be a little easier. Like I always say that it's hardest right before you jump off a diving board. Like when I was little, I would always like stand and get really like stressed out right before, and then the second that you jump, there was like this moment of like clarity of like, well, it's too late to change now.
And with that in mind, we need to play Would You Rather. This is also a curated, an Isabella curated list.
And the way in which I chose specifically the ones that weren't gonna stress me out, like there were so many that I was like, that's a good one, and then I would be like, okay, and away we go. Simone, dun dun. Would you rather have peanut butter? Oh.
Yep. Keep asking. No. You keep on asking. You keep on asking because you didn't realize until this very second, but you keep asking.
Would you rather have peanut butter stuck to the top of your mouth? But okay. Or toothpaste stuck on your lips? For those who don't know, Simone's allergic to peanut butter. To peanuts.
It's peanuts.
So what if it was almond butter?
Allergic. I'm allergic to peanuts and tree nuts. Tree nuts are like pecans, almonds.
I didn't know you were also allergic to tree nuts. Okay. Nutella.
I do love a good Nutella.
Now we're talking. Nutella stuck to the top of your mouth for the rest of your life, or toothpaste stuck on your lips?
I can taste the Nutella, huh? The entire time.
Yeah, girl.
But, okay, stuck to my lips and people can see it?
That's a great question.
Because is it crusty? Does it give dry?
I don't know. It might.
If it's not crusty and it doesn't give dry and it doesn't give... She didn't look in the mirror before she left the house this morning and she's not okay?
Yeah.
If you can't tell, then I'd take toothpaste. And then I guess I'll do Nutella if you can tell. Because I'm not walking around with crusty lips. It's not happening, period.
Okay.
Hi, Dewey.
Holding for Dewey. Dewey.
Okay.
Sorry, that was my attempt to quiet him.
It didn't work because now he's barking back. Now he's arguing with you. Now you're arguing back and forth.
I am going to also go with two. I'm also going with two. I'm also going with two. I'm also going with toothpaste because if you can't see it, or even if you can see it, I'm going with toothpaste. A fresh little minty glow, minty fresh. And also because I have such a fear of accidentally harming those with nut allergies. So I would be afraid that someone I know and love, such as Simone, would be kissing my mouth and then would have an allergic reaction. That's true. For those who do have nut allergies, such as Simone, would you have an allergic reaction to kissing someone that had recently eaten peanuts? Have you kissed strangers at a club before? Would you ever?
Not for peanut either. Because if you're in the club, the chances of you eating peanuts before you were in the club or like in the club is very small. I can bet my bottom dollar every single man I've met in the club has had nothing on their stomach but McDonald's and a little Patron. That's it. Maybe a little, if they just got from dinner, a little lamb chop. That's about it.
Oh, I've always thought about that. I'm like, if you have a nut allergy, it must be like you can't go around kissing strangers.
You have to be like severe to have those types of thoughts. Like it doesn't interfere with my life in that way. And even if I kiss somebody and have an allergic reaction, it's not going to be as hardcore as it would be if I had directly I was going to say inhaled it, but I don't inhale peanuts. What is the word I'm looking? Ingested it. If I had ingested it, it's not the same thing. It'll just be mild, whatever. I want to say that you are sick as shit for the second one. Would you rather eat a ketchup sandwich or a sriracha sandwich You're fucking sick, bro. I'm going to take sriracha sandwich every single time. I'm going to take sriracha sandwich every single time.
And I'm going to take ketchup sandwich.
And I know you are. And I know you are.
Honestly, I think I could really enjoy a ketchup sandwich of a hot dog bun, a little bit of ketchup in the middle. Yum. That would be delicious.
That makes me literally want to gag. Like,
does it really?
The ketchup is just not.
Some people really have visceral
reactions to ketchup. Like, I mean, ketchup is cool on fries, but like that. Was it an episode of Hannah Montana where she like dipped her hands,
moisturized it with Corbin Bleu, and she was like, "It's good moisturizer.
It's also a wonderful moisturizer." Here. Isn't that lovely?
Oh,
wow.
I remember watching that as a child and being like,
I remember watching that as a child and being like, I bet it is good moisturizer.
Oh, no. Hell no. Absolutely not. I'm going to go sriracha and just burn my mouth and my esophagus.
Okay. Comment down below if you're a ketchup girl like me. And hi to all my ketchup girls. Oh my God. Can you imagine if they made me the face of ketchup?
That would be great for you.
Thank you.
That actually fits you really well.
Okay. Would you rather be able to only use a fork ever and no spoon, or only be able to use a spoon and no fork?
What I'm gonna say is very controversial because I ran across this on Twitter.
This
is a huge debate. I am gonna say spoon. I'm gonna take a spoon for the rest of my life.
Spoon is my favorite utensil.
I disagree. I rarely use spoons. I mostly use forks. However, if I'm thinking about everything that I have to eat for the rest of my life, I'm not. And I mean not soup. It's soup. It's things that are like ramen. I can use chopsticks, so I will be okay there. But I mean, yeah, it's gonna be bitch. Say soup again.
Soup.
It's gonna be a spoon for me.
Okay, I love spoons. Little spoons in particular. Do you like big spoons or little spoons?
I have both. They function.
You use both.
For different reasons.
Comment down below if you're one of those people who needs to use a specific spoon. I need to use a little spoon. I love a little spoon. I'm very particular about my spoons. I'm seeing Claire, our editor, is nodding along. Seems like she's a fellow little spoon girl. I love a spoon. There's something very comforting about a spoon. Spoons are very magical. You put spoons underneath your pillow when you want it to snow.
Huh?
You didn't put a spoon under your pillow for it to snow, for a snow day?
No, I've never actually heard of that a day in my life.
What did you do if you wanted it a snow day?
I would just close my eyes and say, Jesus, can we please have a snow day?
Okay, you could do that too. You're supposed to sleep with a pillow under your spoon. Nope, a spoon. Supposed to sleep with a spoon under your pillow. There's like all these things like wear your pajamas backwards, and sometimes it works. But yeah, spoons are very special. I love a good spoon. So I would go with spoon. I love you, spoon. Spoon, if you're out there, I love you. Soup.
Okay, would you rather have $5 million right now or $2,000 a day for 10 years? Okay, I'm going to go $2,000 a day for 10 years.
Why?
Because that'll allow me stability. It'll allow me routine. First of all, when you get a lump sum like that, they fuck you on taxes, like bad on taxes. I am not excited by the prospect of walking into having that much wealth immediately because I wouldn't know how to manage it. I wouldn't know what to do with it. Like basically winning the lottery. If I won the lottery, I don't know what I would do with myself because I would be really uncomfortable because I've known so many people in my life. I come from a huge family, and coming into that type of wealth, like what? And then people just expect things out of you and want things from you and want $1 million, want you to invest in this business, want you to do. No.
Okay.
I will go with my $2,000
Here's what I'll
a day.
say. I did the math, and $2,000 a day for the next 10 years, you would end up with $7 million, $7,500,000. However, when I think about inflation and how a dollar would be worth less 10 years from now, I surprised myself with this because right off the bat, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get $2,000 per day. Slow and steady wins the race. Ultimately, I'll get more money. Like that just is very practical to me, and I love the idea of it. And I don't need $5 million. However, I do want to save the world. And I also think billionaires are unethical. So I am actually going to take the $5 million and speak with someone who knows what they're talking about and invest that $5 million so that it can grow. And then to the point in which it would be more than $7.5 million. And then I'm going to give it to the environment, solving the environmental crisis. I'm going to use the money to solve the problems. I know it's not even enough to solve the problems. Is the thing,
but I mean,
help.
it will help. Because fact check me on this. What did Elon Musk buy Twitter for? Was it $50 million or something like that? Let's actually look right now.
It's just wild that there are people out there that have so much money and they could make a big difference positively in the world with their money.
So this isn't going to be the best example, but I brought it up to say Elon Musk spent $44 billion buying Twitter, but he could have taken that money and solved world hunger. Like that's the type of power that billionaires have. They can solve world hunger. So I hear what you're saying. We're talking about 3 point whatever million, but the thing is, the thing about wealth that I'll learn one day when I'm wealthy is that wealthy people have learned to have their money work for them, right? Interesting that you say like I would take the 5 million and then like talk to somebody that knows what they're doing. That, like what we were talking about, having like a decision that makes you like paralyzes you, I would never, ever, I wouldn't trust anybody with the $5 million. I wouldn't trust myself. I wouldn't trust a singular bank. Where the heck do you even put $5 million? I don't have time to figure that out. I feel like if I Google, the government is going to know, then the IRS is going to be knocking on my door.
But I feel like 5 million isn't even that much when you think of like the 1%.
Yeah, but I'm not rich. I've never touched that much money in my life. I don't have the resources to handle that. When you have money like that, you need resources because people want your money, period. So you have to be such a good steward of your money and protect your money and know where to put it and learn and really develop relationships with people that you trust. And that is why I would go with the 2 million.
You mean 2,000?
Sorry, 2,000. Because my wealth is building over time, which means I'm building relationships over time. I'm allowed to make mistakes at low costs over time, because making mistakes with $5 million is not the same as making a mistake with $2,000. So yeah, and that's that.
Okay, I made this one up. Would you rather never go to a grocery store ever again or never go to a restaurant ever again?
I would never go to a restaurant again.
You are such a trickster.
I know. I knew that you would think that it's the opposite, but yeah, no, I would never go to a restaurant again. I know that I go out a lot.
You love restaurants.
I do, but I don't think that I love it as much as... I think I love it relative to you.
Well, everyone loves it relative to me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I think that compare even to like girls that live in Atlanta, I don't love going out as much as like people that I know.
But like on a romantic date night, going to like a nice restaurant.
But that is so like here and there that it's not worth me sacrificing being able to cook a meal in my own home. It's just not. I love cooking meals in my own home.
Well, you can still get groceries. You just can't go to the grocery store.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's completely different.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that it meant like, would you rather?
Wait. I don't know.
You made it up too. You could make it to where it's, would you rather never be able to cook at home again or never be able to go to a restaurant again?
Right. I guess that.
Yeah, because if you made it, I just couldn't go to the grocery store, I'd be like, oh, well, I'll just go to restaurants because I could Instacart everything. So whatever.
I would also go to the supermarket. I get really stressed out sometimes when I eat out, and I also love saving money. And I love Trader Joe's. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I was thinking like maybe you could order online groceries, but there's no ordering online at Trader Joe's. I would never give up Trader Joe's. I love Trader Joe's so much. Trader Joe, if you're watching, I love you. Mm-hmm. I love you, Joe.
Would you rather be able to teleport or be able to communicate with animals? I would rather be able to teleport. You'd already know my answer was going to be to this one, because I don't care to communicate with animals.
I don't care to communicate with animals.
I don't. I'm going to, because I'm like, okay, it would be nice to communicate with an animal. Yeah. Like it would be cool.
Sure.
But you're telling me I can transport, as in I can take as long getting ready as I want. And if my reservation to a restaurant or to wherever is at 8 p.m. and I could go beep, boop, snap, and I'm there. What? No traffic? Oh, please. If I wanted to go, I want to be in Paris, I go beep, boop, and I'm in Paris. Hell yeah. I'm never going to take that over being able to talk to an elephant. Like it would be cool.
Here's the thing for me. I would obviously pick communicating with animals.
I know you would.
For several reasons. I believe that I would get nauseous teleporting. I sometimes get nauseous when traveling, and I also think I would be scared to teleport. So that's a reason that I wouldn't want to teleport. And also, obviously, I want to communicate to animals. I'm a little anxious and a little nervous about communicating to animals, because what if they tell me something that I as a human am not supposed supposed to know. And then I would have to like hold that information and decide whether or not I share it with all of humankind. And I don't know if I can bear that kind of pressure. However, I would love to be able to communicate with dogs and go, hi, it's me. And they go, woof, woof, it's me. Dewey, what would you do? I would teleport. Oh, okay.
So you would be willing to sacrifice your ability to snap your fingers and be anywhere in this whole entire world?
That makes me nervous. I think I'd get nauseous.
You would sacrifice being able to stand in front of one of the world's like greatest, what is it called? Like one of the like 7 wonders of the world, because you will be afraid of being nauseous. Do you hear that sentence out loud, Isabella?
But what if they arrest you and try to do like science experiments on you because you're able to transport?
Well, now you didn't include that.
Well, just think about it. Just think about it, Simone.
Because now I have to account for like having a passport and doing all of that. And,
yeah.
Like, being in places, blah, blah, blah. I mean, like, sure.
Well, I don't know. Why would they? Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's a scary lifestyle.
Oh, no, I would love it. It would be
I think you would be really good at teleporting too. It
would be the best.
I'd be scared, and I'd be scared that I would teleport myself to the wrong place, and then I wouldn't be able to teleport back. That brings me pause. Whereas communicating with animals almost strictly brings me joy.
All right.
I could tell them about the environment, and I could be like, oh my God, miscommunication, you guys. And they could probably tell me how to fix global warming. Oh my God, they probably have so many things to share. Oh my God. And imagine all the cases we could solve of like where animals were there, where they were like, it was bad.
True. That is true. You're not wrong. Okay, so here is where Miss Girl steps into the ring.
I don't know if I can answer this. I'm actually confident I can.
I'm so excited. Okay. I didn't know that this was like a popular moral dilemma. I knew that it was like one of the most famous philosophical questions. That's the word I'm looking for. But Isabella actually turns out did you say you took an entire class in it?
Yes.
For college? Ethics, yeah. So I never took an ethics class when I was in college. So my first time hearing these ethical dilemmas was actually on Mile Higher Podcast. Shout out to them. Love them. And basically, I'll tell the first like dilemma quickly. So there is a runaway trolley, and there's 2 different tracks that the runaway trolley could take. It could either be that if the trolley keeps going, there's 5 people on the track and it would kill the 5 people if it keeps going. Or you, because you are next to a lever that could divert the trolley onto another track, could kill 1 person because on that other track, there's 1 person laying on the track. So the question is, who do you choose? Do you choose the 5 people that were going to die anyways because you weren't
responsible for it?
Yes. Or are you going to choose to save 5 people and kill 1 person?
But then you are a killer.
Okay, so Isabella, what would you do?
I just want to go on the record. I never want to be put in this position. I never want to have to make a decision like this.
Of course not. And everyone that's listening, I want to know what you would do as well.
And what's interesting is in my ethics class, they would change it depending on how you answered. They'd be like, okay, now think of it this way. The 5 people are strangers.
Yep.
The 1 person is your best friend.
Is your mother. Yep.
Or the 5 people are criminals and the 1 person has the cure for cancer.
See, and you just skipped a step because that's where you get to next. I want to know, just off of the first step, who would you choose?
I don't know. I'd freeze. I'd stop the train.
That's not an option. My initial one was easy. I would kill the 1 person. Easy. Because it would save 5 lives instead of killing 5 people. I would say 5 people. So that's what I initially thought. And then I didn't even think about like the idea of like, what if it was someone that you knew? What if they were criminals? Like you don't get to know anything about the 6 people in total. You get to know nothing about them. But I was like, no, I'm going to mitigate harm. But then also what was interesting, it was the idea of, are you getting in the way of fate then? If you were never there, the trolley would have killed those 5 people. Yes.
So fate has put you there.
That's true. But if you do nothing, if you stand by and do nothing, 5 people die. But if you intervene and do something, then you can save people.
I'm going to jump onto the train and stop it.
Well, that's not, you have to answer. You have to play by the thing.
Answer. That's my answer.
That's not
I'm stopping the train. And then everyone's going to go, hero. And then I'm going to run away so they never know it was me. And they're going to be like, who was that mystery girl? And I'll never tell.
Isabella, you have to play along.
I can't.
Okay. So here's the next one. There is There is the same trolley, but there is a bridge.
Stop this trolley.
The trolley is gone. Sorry, the trolley is a runaway trolley. No, I mean gone as in like the trolley is out. Like it's running. She's gone.
How is it running again?
She's running. I'm setting up the premise of it. Okay, the trolley is running, and this time there's a bridge over the tracks. You are standing there, and there are 5 people strapped to the tracks again.
Who is strapping them down?
I don't fucking know.
Is it you?
This is a psychological experience. This is a philosophical question. Please stop asking questions that you know that I don't have the answer to. Please. Okay.
When you stop asking questions, you know I don't have the answer to.
5 people are on this track. Now, there is a man that is standing next to you that is very large. He is fat. If you push him down onto the tracks, he will stop the train and no one will die but him. What do you do?
I'm not pushing him.
That means that 5 people will die.
I am not pushing him because I wouldn't want him to push me. Oh, that's gonna make me
cry. And that's the thing. Like, what if it were? What if you were the fat man?
I would not push him. I don't think.
Would you be willing? Would you be willing to make that sacrifice?
No, I would not.
Some people would.
Well, would you? You answer.
To the first question, if I would push him, I would push him. Yeah, I would push him, and that's fucked up. But the reason why I would is because it would mitigate harm. And that's really messed up. I hear how messed up it is because you're involving someone that has nothing to do with it and you're forcing him to stop something that he had nothing to do with, and you're doing harm to somebody as opposed to letting harm happen, which is what the overall idea of these questions is whether you're willing to do harm or whether you're willing to let harm happen to others.
This is why I don't like questions like this, because I think that questions like this are very black and white, and as my therapist will say, the world is gray. And I like to think of there being other solutions versus these, because these make me so sad.
I mean, definitely. Sorry, go ahead, finish your sentence.
No, that was it. I can't play games like this.
I think that maybe this was the wrong one to do with you because you're so like, this is dead serious. And I'm like, Isabella, we're sitting on a podcast in the safety of our
I told you I can't do
having a
like
conversation.
This.
It's a moral dilemma. For me, it was such a fascinating conversation.
This is why I couldn't be the president. Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course.
It is. Oh, it is a very fascinating question
because it makes you think about your own morality. It makes you think about what you're willing to do.
And ethics. And what they taught us in our ethics class was that like the ethics of every single person on earth is different. It's just interesting because everyone's morality is different. But the one thing that everybody, like culturally, because our teacher was like every culture, every, family, everyone in society has different set of standards of what ethics and morals are. But the one thing that basically everyone can agree on is to treat people how you want to be treated. That is like the one rule that basically everyone is okay with.
That is true.
But yeah, it is an interesting conversation of ethics. If you are someone that's able to step back and play these little games, if you are someone who already has 97 moral dilemmas playing in your head at all times of the day.
Yeah. But if you are able to think about it in a more broad sense and then like bring it up from like the trolley up to like having actual conversations about this type of stuff. It gave me empathy for people that have to make decisions like this all the time, because there's also doctors. Doctors have to make split-second decisions like that all the time. All the time.
And that was one of the questions that I also read for a Would You Rather was, would you rather be the funniest person in the world or the smartest person in the world? And automatically I was like, oh, the funniest person in the world, because I already am. Kidding. Because you have to be smart in order to be funny. So it would mean that you're also intelligent, but also because to be the smartest person in the world would be very, very stressful.
It's a lot of responsibility.
If you were the smartest person in the world, it's a lot of responsibility. What are you going to use your smartness to do? Are you going to cure cancer? Are you going to save the environment? Are you going to solve world hunger? What are you using with your brilliance? And it would be very stressful for me personally, because even if I was the smartest person in the world, I'm sure I'd still be wildly anxious, if not more anxious. But then I was like, is that a very selfish thing of me to say I would rather be the funniest person in the world because that's easier for me, and rob the world of being the smartest person in the world and hypothetically helping the world a lot more if I was the smartest?
I would also argue that being the funniest person in the world has a lot of influence as well.
That's true too.
Because that's entertainers. Now you're an entertainer. Now you're talking about being one of the funniest people to go down in history, and those type of people have so much influence and make so much money. But that money can be used to change.
Okay,
things
that
in
makes
the
me
world.
feel a lot better and less selfish. Okay,
No.
that makes me feel a lot better. F the trolley.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. As it happens with every single episode, I thought that was fun, and Isabella literally be logged off and she goes,
Isabella's shaking the second
What?
the camera goes off. Sorry.
let us know your responses. Also on Spotify, you can actually talk to us. So respond and let us know like what you would do in these moral dilemmas.
Or in the Would You Rathers.
And in the Would You Rathers. We'd love
Yes.
to hear. And then we just have our Scream of the Week left.
Scream of the week.
Woo! Scream of the Week, I made my own wall art. It was really cool. I went into the store, I saw a piece of art and it was $120. I said, absolutely not. So I got all the supplies together and I made it myself. Miss Claire, can you please insert a video of what I was going for and then how it turned out? But I'm really proud of myself and my home is becoming more of a home and I just love it here. And that's my Scream of the Week. Yay. And if you want to do something yourself, you absolutely can. Believe in yourself because you can do it. Period.
My Scream of the Week is Dewey. This is Dewey. He's the best boy in the whole wide world. He's gorgeous, he's funny, he's talented, and he's one of my best friends. And I'm very, very grateful for him. Mwah, 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 mwah. Do you have anything to say, Dewey? My Scream of the Week is bugs. I think they're very fun. That's awesome, Dew. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching and for joining us for yet another episode. As I said a million times, let us know what you think about this episode down in the description, not down in the description box. Child, if you're watching on YouTube, down in the comments. If you are on Spotify, then let us know in the little question answer section. Make sure you comment also and let us know what you want to talk about in future episodes. You can follow the podcast on anywhere that you're listening to the podcast right now. But remember to leave a review and tell us that you love us real bad. And if it's anything less than 5 stars, we're gonna write it in our diary. Absolutely. And then all of our other socials will be listed down in our description box and in our show notes. Bye, everybody. See you next week. Bye from me. Bye from Isabella. That's frozen and Dewey. Yes.
Love you guys.
Frozen in time.
Frozen in time. Name that musical, Simone.
Why would I know that?
Hamilton.
I never saw Hamilton. I never saw
Frozen in
Hamilton.
time.
Great.
All right, love
See you guys
so
next
much.
week.
See you next week. Bye.